one of the things, guys, that really makes me laugh and it sticks out in my mind, some of the competitors we've had. One of the guys that popped up in my mind, believe this or not, Sang Hoon Park.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
Sang.
What a wonderful man he was.
Yes.
He is just a wonderful individual.
90 plus years old.
And one
He competed
year,
his last year he competed, he was 94 years old.
94.
The interesting story, he competed in probably 30 Emerald Cups over the year. And interesting story about him, he was a Korean colonel. He was a colonel in the Korean Army. And he actually died, he was legally dead when he died at a party, a New Year's Eve party, right before the last year he competed. He actually was choking on a piece of shrimp. A doctor found him unconscious.
I know that's not funny, guys.
Not breathing, unconscious. Has no heart. He started doing CPR on him and mouth to mouth, and he brought him back to life. And he didn't know, he got him breathing and his heart going and everything, but he didn't know if he'd come out of the coma he was in. He was completely unconscious. He was in a coma for like 3 weeks. He wakes up in the hospital after 3 weeks and says, "I'm hungry. I need some food." I mean, he's just like nothing ever happened. He was gone for 3 weeks and he came back. It was amazing. Crazy. And then he competed that final year at 94 years of age. But he was amazing. I could tell that incident took a lot out of him, and it was a little hard for him to prepare. But he was not going to give up, and he wasn't going to quit, and he made it onto the stage.
Also from Canada. And one year every year we always sing the national anthem. We always pay respect. And one year he was there, remember? And he said...
We're laughing because of the stories he's getting ready to tell, but go ahead.
He's listening to the national anthem being done, and all of a sudden he says, "I need to sing the Canadian national anthem." And of course you were emceeing, and he comes up to you. And
What?
Well, I think you asked him if he had anything he wanted to say, and then
he walks over
right.
and he takes the microphone, and that was it.
he told everybody to stand up, and he sang the Canadian national anthem.
And after he sang it, I think he even preached a sermon. I mean, I was like, I just told him, I said, "Sang, I'll be over here. Just come and get me when you're done."
Kim was like this. He'd look at me, and he was like, started to take the mic.
Take the mic. Yeah, Brad, I got to take this. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take it, but I did. But anyway, there's so many memories. I'll tell you, I probably shouldn't even mention this one, but this one is really funny, guys. Brad is going to remember this. The joy of socks.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
I remember this one.
Oh, Elaine remembered it too. I knew this was going to spark a memory.
This is a funny story.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell it, or do you want me to?
I'm going to let you tell it, Brad. I got to look like the good guy sometimes.
Okay. He brings it up, then he throws me under the bus. Okay.
You see how I do that?
What happened? There was this one competitor. He had an unusual set of posing trunks, and he had stuffed something in the front of him.
Socks, do they?
We assumed it was a sock or something.
We decided it was socks.
We assumed it was socks, but it was pretty obvious. And so Kim was doing a battle of the MCs with Lonnie Teeper at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Lonnie was a great MC too. We
And
enjoyed having Lonnie.
Yeah, Lonnie was great, and that was a real nice battle. Kim did a whole dance routine with his kids. It was incredible.
So anyway, back to the socks.
Back to the story. He came out, and I'm not going to mention which MC said this, but
It's actually I think it was Steve Winterstrom. From the crowd,
it was the MC.
The MC.
Lonnie. Okay, I'll tell it. It was Lonnie because it wasn't me. Go ahead.
Okay, Kim's a good guy. That's right.
Yeah.
So the MC, who shall remain nameless, said, our next competitor believes in the joy of socks.
That's who did say it. I do remember that now.
And so it was hilarious. But anyways,
because at the time, a book was out called The Joy of Sex. So this guy, you guys had to have been there to see this. This guy actually turns, and when he turned out, his trunks were out here with whatever he had stuffed in there. And it was like the
had
joy
to
of
be
socks.
something stuffed in there.
Something
Yes.
crazy. Yeah. Oh,
So Lonnie was quick. He said, "Oh, this competitor loves the joy of socks." So that was funny.
It was funny at the time. It was.
Yeah, we've had things like that. Competitors losing tops. I mean, there's all sorts of things that happen.
Okay, talking about all your great competitors from both of you guys.
Yes.
I mean, I got a couple that I would pick for both the guys representative and the girls of who the greatest champions were in there.
okay, for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Okay,
But as the time as an amateur, not later on as a pro status.
Oh, okay.
See, this is going to put you a little more.
No,
because I got two
obviously
of them.
I've got like 3 or 4 that I can think of right off the top of my head. That from back in the day. But I'd say Joe Dawson.
He's definitely one of them.
Yes.
I would say Nikolai Yazovnovsky.
Yes, definitely.
I would say Mikhail.
Michael Kindred.
Michael Kindred,
That's
yeah.
my guy.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You think he's best of all time?
I do.
Over Nikolai and Joe, huh?
You know I do, and I'll tell you why I think so. I mean, he beat a very seasoned and a very good Mark Dugdale, who, as we all know, I mean, Mark has 3 IFBB Pro wins under his belt. At the time, as both amateurs, Mark still had a lot going for him. I think Mark even actually won the national title right after that.
He won the USA's.
He won the USA's.
Yep.
So, I mean, you look at a guy like Kindred who beat him fairly soundly. You got to go, okay, look, this guy just beat an overall USA champion. I would probably have to give him the nod.
But then you've got a guy like Joe Dawson who won the universe,
phenomenal.
won the Mr. Universe.
You got to put Joe in
Okay,
there.
then you got Michael Kindred, not Michael
was
Kindred,
Kindred. Nikolai?
Nikolai Yazovnovsky.
Two-time.
He won it 2 times. One of the only guys that has won it 2 times.
Correct.
Not only that, but he entered pro shows when he was able to get his pro card. I talked to Jim Mannion about this because he was ineligible to compete in a national show, and so because of his victories in Russia, he was able to get his pro card. He entered pro shows. He took 3rd in his first pro show, which is impressive because most of these guys are former national champions or USA champions. So, I mean, it's tough to beat that.
You got a
too.
good point, Brad.
But I mean, anyway, so there's all of them are valid points. They're all good in their own right. I mean, you could list 20 other ones over the years.
Okay,
that
but
have
I'm
been-
going to give a nod to Turk Fickling.
Turk was good.
Turk was good. See, I mean, it's hard to name one, isn't it?
The reason I want to give a nod to Turk
looked
Fickling
good.
is
Looked great.
he executed his posing routine
It was incredible.
perfectly.
Yeah.
It was perfect. So that is one thing that I remember about
His
Turk.
routine was beautiful.
Exactly. As he did it, and to the very end, it was just perfection. So I do want to give
the
a nod
only
to
reason
him.
why I wouldn't take Turk, and I loved his routine, by the way, I thought it was one of the best ever.
It was.
Is because he got beat by Dugdale, who got beat by
Yes.
Kindred. So, I mean, if you look at it that way, this guy beat this guy, I don't think there's no way he would have been able to stop
No,
Kindred.
it's tough to name 1 or 2
Yeah.
or 3. But, I
Right.
mean, there's so many good ones over the years. Kim,
Too many good ones.
I also want to recognize Kim Farrison because he
No,
won.
I don't want to
Yes.
be mentioning that.
He won the light
Those
heavyweight
guys are
class
phenomenal.
and the overall. I mean, he's one of the great overalls, and he went on to take 4th in the North American. I mean, before he got injured and weren't able to compete anymore. But
Hey, I was very fortunate because I got to do mixed pairs with you. We won.
And we
Remember
won.
that?
The only
we
time
won.
we did it,
That's
we won.
right.
We won. What
and
about
did
the-
you
what
set
about
up
the
your
lady
routine so that when she was standing up, you were down
She
doing a
did. She
little
would
pull?
actually,
Because I'm a little bit
because she
taller
was
than
taller.
Kim. Exactly.
So Elaine would say to me, "Okay, go up, ready, come
then I'd
on
go
down." And
down.
she'd go, I'd go down, and she would stand up. So we kind of altered this routine because her
did the
actual
whole
partner never showed up that day.
Exactly.
It was another bodybuilder she was supposed to compete with who never showed up. She goes,
Kim
"You wanna
was
do
there
it?"
competing. I
All
said,
right,
"Well,
I
you
guess
did
let's,
exactly."
yeah, let's go do it. That's fine.
So I talked him through it. See, no one could see us, and we did that.
We
We
just
put it
stepped
together
on
for
stage.
about an hour before. But that's what an incredible bodybuilder you were.
Well, she won
you
it for
stepped
us, really.
in that moment, and there we go. We won mixed pairs,
we won
hands
mixed
down.
pairs.
So
We
that
did
was
a good
awesome.
job. What about the female competitors?
Oh. Of
Yeah,
course,
the one and only one. Go ahead.
Shelley Beatty
Ooh.
and Nikki Fuller.
Oh,
I'm
Nikki
going to
Fuller.
mention the
This is
2 of
good.
them. I'm putting those 2 right out
Those
there,
two are
right
two of the
off.
greatest right
and you
there.
guys can go from there. But those are my 2 right off the
Wow,
top
that's
of my
a-
head.
You're
So
talking
go
about
ahead.
2 phenomenal competitors.
That's right.
Didn't Tansy Johnson compete in Emerald Cup?
She didn't compete in bodybuilding. She competed in.
So you're talking mostly bodybuilding.
She actually won the overall in figure. Believe it or
Yes.
not, she didn't win in fitness. You'd think in fitness because she's such a phenomenal fitness athlete, but she won the overall in figure.
Well, Shelley Beatty and Nikki Fuller, I don't even think you can say enough about how outstanding those 2 are. I mean,
Oh my gosh, no.
I know.
You're talking about 2 world class, 2 some of the best ever in the history of women's bodybuilding.
Absolutely.
Gracing that stage, competing against each other
Right.
many times.
And you had former future Miss Olympia competitors that didn't even make the top 2 in the Emerald Cup that ended up competing in Olympia later. So I mean, there's been a lot of great women there that maybe didn't even place. That we're just talking about the overall winners, that won. And
Right.
and let's see, Nikki won the nationals, didn't she? And Shelley Beatty won the overall USA's, I believe.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
In fact, we did 2 posters on Shelley Beatty.
Correct.
And that was back in the day too, when like they just gave it to the overall winner, So
Right.
it's tough for one woman got the pro card.
And
It's
it
tough.
is easier, and it's good. I mean, I know a lot of competitors, they have a lot of pride in having that IFBB card, and they should, because I mean, it took
Absolutely.
a lot of work to get where they are. But to just give you a little history, it was extremely hard to gain your IFBB Pro card back in those days. It was just that competitive.
Right.
You're talking about giving out, what, 4 cards, 5 cards a year. That's it. So,
Right.
and now you give out more than that in one show. So.
You got 90 something in
Yeah.
the show.
They even I even seen a janitor one time sweeping. They gave him a pro card. So anyway,
But you also have to think on the women's side too, is that for women to put, let's say, 12, 20 years into competing to get that pro card, because you get pregnant in between. I mean, there's just so many women that had the pro physiques that just
beautiful physique.
just for whatever reason were not in the right place at the right time at that exact moment and didn't get their pro card. So I think that being a great bodybuilder but not being able to get your pro card at that time, it still did not make you any less of a pro. So that's why, like, all of these women that were on our Emerald Cup stage that won the overall Emerald Cup bodybuilders.
Remember how many
were just-
fitness overall winners? Almost all of them went pro from the Emerald Cup. There's just a couple.
Everyone.
Right,
Every year.
Nicole
Yeah,
Automatic.
Rolazo.
Automatic.
Every year. We've had so many great ones.
It was almost automatic and still is to this
It's
day.
right. It still is.
Well-
We just Christine Duba, overall Emerald Cup fitness. She just got her pro card. We have Vico Newman, overall Emerald Cup, who has her pro card. And we could go on and on about
On
the
and on.
pros. too.
Multiple years of women.
there's-
And just this nationals, just this last year, our overall women's physique competitor,
Vanessa.
she just
Vanessa
won.
Nation.
Our overall men's physique winner just won his too. So
So they entered
you
their
get 'em
pro
all.
cards at the Nationals this year. They both look phenomenal. Vanessa,
Right.
I believe, won the overall
She
physique,
won.
didn't she?
Sure.
Women's physique, right?
Yep.
That's
So
what I
she looked phenomenal, obviously.
Vanessa
So
looked great.
said. Amazing.
yeah, and she's
Amazing.
out of Tacoma. She's one of the local athletes.
Tito!
I knew Kim would like that. Don't forget Baby Hulk. Remember that? He
Baby
was-
Yes,
Hulk
Baby
Harris,
Hulk.
man. What did Mike take? 4th? In
He
the
won-
national super.
He
actually,
third.
been the super
He took third at the Nationals
Yeah, I know.
in his first Nationals.
Yep.
And Jim Mannion said, "I cannot believe how big that guy was. If he
Huge.
just brought up his legs up a little bit, he'd be a national champion because he
Yep.
couldn't believe the mass this guy had on him."
Todd Jewell is one of ours
Todd
too.
Jewell.
Todd Jewell.
Todd Jewell won.
Great.
Yeah,
Overall national
Overall.
champion.
overall national champion.
Exactly.
There's a lot of them.
Right.
It's too tough to just name a couple, Kim.
And you can't. I
We
mean,
almost forgot about you, and you're one of the greatest overall champions too.